Hi, beautiful people. We are here again with Nana for Jnana to learn big things. But before we commence, I want to acknowledge and thank Nana for always making time for us to come with intriguing questions and help us understand them better. Nana, thank you once again.
You're welcome, sir.
How is everything, sir?
Yeah, I've been good. I'm good. Just that a little bit tired.
I know.
But I feel good, and it's nice having you today.
Sure.
I'm grateful that today we have the privilege of sharing what we know with the masses, and I hope at the end of the day they will appreciate the little that we are offering to mankind.
Thank you so much, Nana. So before we enter the topic, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because many things are yet to be unfolded. You have to join the train immediately, okay? So, Nana, there is this thing that sometimes baffles people. And, from our previous, videos, questions were coming that they said we have to, put before you, maybe you have more knowledge to expand it for us. They were asking about how do spiritual people get their information about us? With respect to, there's this thing they sometimes, we're researching, they say Akashic record, some said prophecy, some said divination. Do all of them get their information from the same, terrain? How does it happen? Because it still baffles the mind of, the viewers. And today we have to actually go deep so that we know where we stand.
Okay, thank you. Mm. So I would like to say welcome to all our viewers.
Thank you.
And like you said, you have to subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
So that anytime we post a new videos, our HD version videos, you'll be able to access it and you'll be notified. Yeah, I think that this science has been, I've been seeing a lot of questions on the page. People keep on asking about some of these things. But if you ask me, how do spiritual people get their information? I'd like to take it from that angle. Yeah. See, when you say a spiritual person, the question is, who is a spiritual person? Mm-hmm. Many a times we are having so many fake things around us. So at times we mistake many fake things to be the reality, and then we condemn everything.
Okay.
When we say a spiritual person is that person, that personality who have knowledge of himself, who have knowledge of the nature or material universe,
okay,
and who have knowledge of the existence of God.
Okay.
So knowing yourself, knowing the tenets, the regulations, and the rules and principles of nature, and knowing God, and knowing the interrelation between all these three things will make you a spiritual person.
Okay.
Because the whole point is, if you don't really understand who you are, it will be very, very difficult for you to claim to be a spiritualist. So self-realization is so important to anybody who calls himself a spiritualist. So it is said, man, know thyself. Because if you don't know yourself, how do you tell people who they are and what they will be experiencing and all that? So a spiritual person must be somebody who understands himself. A spiritual person must be that person who is not overcome with emotions. A spiritual person, somebody who controls himself, who is not under the control of his desires. So we say you are not under the control of your senses, because the senses will always direct you. A spiritual person must be able to control himself, thereby controlling all the senses. So it is not what the sense tells you to do that you will do. You will do what you have to do because you have control over them. So in Sanskrit, that word is called Swami. Swami means somebody who controls their senses. Somebody who is able to control himself. So every spiritualist must be a Swami.
Okay.
Not that whatever your mind tells you to do, you go ahead and do it. Someone insults you today and tomorrow you are everywhere shouting and shouting just because of words. Somebody says something bad about you and everything go haywire. You should be able to control yourself. That's one of the qualities of a spiritual person. And the ability of seeing things about people, I would say, is a gift, not gifted to every spiritual person. there are some spiritual people who doesn't have the gift of seeing, but they are spiritual. Okay? For instance, there are people who knows themselves, people who understand nature very well, and they do understand God so well and the relationship between those three things, but they don't see anything spiritual, as in seeing things about people and informing them and releasing the information, whatever. No, they don't have that gift. So just being a spiritual doesn't give you the opportunity of seeing spirituality. There are some spiritual people who don't see anything, but they are spiritual.
Oh, okay.
So it means that one must be gifted, or one must be ordained, or one must be sanctioned to be able to have access to some of this information. And there are many ways that we do get to know information about people. I know there are some spiritual people, they only get information when God releases those informations to them. So these spiritual people are termed as prophets.
Okay.
So for them, they can only see things, they can only say things, they can only hear things when God himself wants to give them those informations.
God himself,
the creator himself.
Communicates with them.
Communicates with them, tells them, tomorrow ABC is going to happen. Maybe 10 days after today, ABC is going to happen. Such people are there. And the genuine ones, they don't talk much. Because anytime they speak, they will speak in their own mind. And they don't want to speak their own mind. So they wait till when God tells them something. So you go to such people, and they are almost always quiet. They don't talk much, talk a little. Because they feel that if they want to speak from their own intelligence, they might end up speaking things that come from their own hearts and not what they are hearing from God. So real prophets don't speak anyhow. You know, one thing is that a prophet speaks and something manifests. So people begin to take every word from your mouth as a prophecy. So if you are a prophet and you are not self-controlled, you don't control this, your big mouth, you keep on going out and saying things, and anything you say, people will assume that to be a prophecy. You will create confusion in the lives of people. So people should get to understand this. It's a very serious thing. Like for instance, people go to the churches and the pastor will say, do I prophesy? He said, yes, also prophesy. So he sees mention your name, he sees you mention your name, and he begins to say things about you. Forgetting that a prophet is somebody who hears the voice of God and interprets that. So at that moment, God has not spoken anything to you. So whatever you say in connection to this person is just speculation or based on your own feeling, your own assumptions, and that could be detrimental to the progress of this person.
So that feeling, can it come out and to be true, or is kind of a guesswork?
Yeah, a prophet who doesn't wait till God speaks can only speculate. And speculation is like being a little forecaster. You can forecast and then it happens, and everybody troops to your kiosk. But the next week, nothing happens. You know, your speculation was coincident to the real thing. So that's what I'm telling you. Mystically, real prophets don't speak much. Because you're a prophet, you speak the mind of God. So if care is not taken, anything at all you say, people will take it to be the words of God. If you read the Bible, Paul, there are many things Paul said, and it was not from God. Okay. Because he says that for me, Paul, after he would tell you what God wants us to do, then he said, me, Paul, I think or I say you should do this. But because he was a prophet of God, whatever he said, we that to be prophecy. But there are many things that he was there referring to himself based on his own feeling and his own assumption. So a prophet of God must be very careful not to be speaking anyhow. Because anything you say, people will assume that to be coming from God, and they might like to act based on that information you gave. That could be detrimental to their own life. So a prophet don't talk much because he waits until God gives him information before he speaks. So
Nana, you mentioned earlier that those who hear from God or God speaks to them, and I was asking that, does it mean God the creator himself?
Sure.
Now something baffles me. Sometimes it makes me wonder, the Creator is one, isn't it?
Sure.
And then maybe on a worship day, all denominations, all religions are worshiping same Creator. And at the same time, we see prophecy or people speaking to others or revealing things. So is it that same one God who will speak to yourself, to another person, and with a world of about 7 billion people where they are all servicing at the same day, that same God is speaking? How does it do it?
Okay.
Or he use other means? If that can
So I
be
think
explained.
this question is a very, very vital one, because many a times we assume that how is it going to be possible for God to... Is it that he's dividing himself? And
Exactly.
so it's a very good point and a good question you just asked. See, now if about 500 people are listening to, say, Joy FM, 97.9 or 99.7, somebody might be using a mobile phone. Somebody might be watching through multi-TV. Somebody can use ordinary tape or maybe ordinary radio. We are using different gadgets, different means.
Yeah.
But all of us will get the same information at the same time.
Exactly.
So if a material object or a material source of information can be disseminated through different varieties of channels, then I don't think we should see it to be so difficult for God, who is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, to be able to speak to, say, 7 billion people at the same time with different message. That makes him great. So a material object or a material science, like, say, a frequency channel, is able to give information same time to thousands of people with different gadgets, but not with different information, but the same information. But in the case of God, he's able to give information to thousands and hundreds of millions of sources, but with different information at the same time. That makes him God.
So if the Bible says we were created in his image, I perfectly do understand that we might not have qualities up to his level. But so why are we not able to communicate to different people, at least since we have some of the qualities? And he left some and then gave us just some.
Yeah, that's true. See, the whole point is that we were created in the image and the likeness of God, and we are qualitatively equal to God, but quantitatively we are not. It is like going to the sea side, the ocean, and taking a bucket of water, taking that water to the laboratory. You will understand that all the minerals that is found in the big one can be found in the small water collected in the bucket. So the same. So qualitatively, the water collected in the bucket is as equal to the whole ocean, the bigger ocean. But when it comes to the size of the water in the bucket and the size of the ocean, then the ocean is bigger than the water collected in the bucket. So the living entity, you, me, those watching us, we are qualitatively equal to God, because all the qualities God possesses, we possess them also, but in minute quantity. So in the first place, God creates. He creates the sun, big. The sun is 1,000 times bigger than this, our earth. Just imagine the size of our earth. Even science cannot even imagine it. And the sun is several times bigger than this, our earth. And the sun hangs in there, up there. Nothing holds it. Okay? Nothing holds it. And he rises from here and sets here. Daily. So God has this potency and the ability and the capability to create this sun. So huge, and is able to hang up there. But because a human being possesses the quality of creation, we are able to create a satellite that hangs up there for days. Because that ability to create something to suspend is in God. That is transferred in us as well.
Beautiful.
God has the power to create, from the Bible story, Adam and Eve. Because he is the seed-giving father. He created them according to the Bible story. So a man and a woman meet in bed and they're able to create a baby from their semen. Because the power to create is there. God deserves to be worshipped, and we must adore him and worship him and serve him. A father of the house expects that the wife and the kids will show him that kind of respect and adoration, because he seems to be representing God. So the whole point is that we are qualitatively equal to God, but quantitatively not. So yes, God is able to speak to different people at the same time through different medium. Human being might possess that kind of energy, but not as that of God. So for instance, there is something we call hypnotism.
Yeah, I've been hearing
the ability to force people to do what you want, not what they want.
Wow.
Yes. And people are so much advanced in that science, they can do that to about 8 people
at a go.
At a go. You will have to recite a mantra and you affect all those 8 people around and they will be doing things that you want. Yeah. And there is this power, we call it the ACDs. The ACDs is abilities that one person can divide himself into 8.
One person?
Yeah. One person who is mystically potent can divide himself into 8. God can be everywhere at the same time, within every tree, within every heart, within every atom, the same time. But an advanced human being can divide himself into 8 places. So it means that the power to expand, or the power of expansion, is in God, and that also is in us as humans.
Okay.
So yes, God can be 1 point, and he can speak to 6, 7 billion, 8 billion population. He can speak to everybody. But here we are talking about somebody who can directly hear from God. That person we address as a prophet.
Okay.
So a prophet don't talk so much because he just speaks or translates the words of God to mankind. And he's very careful because he knows that people accept whatever I say to be the words of God.
Yeah.
So if I don't guard against my own utterances, people will end up disrespecting God because they might think that what I'm saying, I am just translating the words of God. So like I was saying, prophets don't talk much.
Yeah.
They are very careful. They are self-controlled because they occupy a very great position. And I'll tell you, in this our world, we still have good and genuine prophets. Even though there are not many, but we have genuine, unalloyed devotees of God who are prophets. So through prophecy, we are able to get information. Because God is the source of all information. God is the master of all mystics. He knows everything about everybody. So whatever information God gives you to inform people, that is going to happen because God is almighty.
Okay.
Then when it comes to the second level of getting information, that is through vision. In fact, vision. Then we come to dreams. Then we come to stars, astrology and all that. And then we come to the omens. All these information, apart from prophecy, emanate from the Akashic records.
Oh, okay.
So we have 5 ways of getting information from the universe. Apart from the first one, which is prophecy, any other form of knowledge that helps us to get information about things yet to happen, they all come from the Akashic record.
It means that the prophecy, as at this time we can say, is the highest level.
It's the highest of all. Because that one is directly linked to God.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, God has no beginning, he has no end. But any other thing within the material universe has a beginning, so must have an end. Yes, it might be very elongated, but still there's a beginning and there must be end. God doesn't have beginning, doesn't have an end. So his information cannot be in the Akashic record. Yes, the Akashic record will come there to tell people what is the meaning of the Akashic record. Because the Akashic record also records all pieces of knowledge in this world that have ever existed. Everything is there in the Akashic record. Every information, every form of knowledge, every science, everything is inhibited in the Akashic record.
Who created it?
We don't say who creates it. It is say who sustains it. Because it is not created. See, the whole point is that the material world is created and we can liken it to our body. You see this, our body? We have a heart.
Okay.
We have the brain. The heart cannot work without the brain. And the brain cannot work without the heart. So as soon as your heart stop, your head, brain stop functioning, your heart will pause and you will die. Because the blood must flow through the brain, the arteries there, it gets to the heart begin to pump. So as soon as your brain stop working, people that have this brain damage, they can just die with it because see, the heart pumps blood, or that the blood goes through
to the brain.
To the brain. So now there's no way of going. So when the heart does not operate, the brain cannot function. And same way, when the brain is not functioning, the heart cannot function. So the whole creation, the whole universe is like this, our body. Okay. It is interdependent. For instance, your eyes sees, but without the function of the brain, the eye cannot see. And if you want to know the example, for instance, sometimes you walk and you bump into people, and they'll be like, "Oh man, whoa, I didn't see you," but you were looking at the person.
Exactly.
We don't see with this our eyeball. We see with the help of the brain. So because your mind was not there, that's why even though your eyeballs were focused on the person, but you went to bump into him.
That is it.
So even though the eyes are there, you cannot see
You have eyes, you can't
without the functioning of the brain. As I'm speaking, somebody can just be watching me like this. The ear is here. The person is not hearing anything. Why? Because the ear can only function when the brain is functioning. You understand?
Sure.
So the whole body is interconnected. There are a lot of parts in this our body that cannot function on their own. They need the assistance of other features in this body before they can function. So the material universe is like that. They are all interconnected like that. So this is connected to this one, and because of this one cannot work. So with that kind of arrangement, every knowledge, every information that has been in existence is stored. I am using an iPhone for many years, since iPhone 3. And the pictures I took from those days, those years, I still have those pictures. Even though I don't use those iPhone 3 anymore. How? How did they do it? They have a cloud where all your information that have been saved on the iPhone 3 is stored in that cloud. So as soon as you buy a new phone, and then you enter into the Akashic record of the information of that iPhone 3, it is able to do everything for you to have it on iPhone 14 Pro Max.
It means that whatever our people are doing on the physical is just a replication.
I am telling you, these people, they are mystical people. See, all these people that are doing gadgets. You know, see, there's sometime I had this you know, when I wanted to say something about something I'm not supposed to speak of. Everything that's happening now is something that happened many years ago. There's nothing like anything new. See how they built the pyramid, and many other technological advancement that has been in existence many years ago now is revolving, coming back. What we call mobile phone. In those days, it was not a gadget. We call it telepathy. I want to speak to you in Kumasi, in Nigeria, in the US. I just have to delve into the Akashic record. I get your line that I will speak to you.
Wow. Then I'll go deeper.
No, see, people should understand that there's nothing like anything new in this world. I mean, this is a science. That somebody want to speak with you, and the person can tap into the Akashic record. He will get your system, and you'll be able to speak with. See, at times, our elders say something. The old people say that if you mention someone's name and the person doesn't appear, the person is dead. What it means is, many a times, as soon as you dwell on someone's name, it's either the person going to call you on the phone, or maybe you see the person flashing through, because we are all interconnected in the Akashic records.
That is true. Sometimes you thinking that you want to call somebody,
then you say the person's
person calling
or
you,
send a message.
Yes.
See, let me tell you one thing. All of us are interconnected. All of us. And there's no one single knowledge that has not been in existence that cannot be found now. In fact, let me just give an example so that people can have an idea. When you say the Akashic record, imagine yourself entering into a library.
Okay.
And the library is so wide to the point that anywhere your eyes can reach, you can see books there. Just imagine maybe you are sitting here and you can see, say, Bubu Ashe, or you can see Kaneshi, you can see Nungwa. Whatever your eyes can go. Just imagine that you enter into a library and there are so many books, and you don't see the end of these books. The books keep on expanding as far as your eyes can see. So, and all these books are books of different forms of knowledge. different sciences, different kind of pieces of knowledge that have ever existed. Everything is there. And that is Akashic record. And let me tell you, all the things that happen within our system, our feelings, our emotions, the way we act, the way we think, the way we eat, everything, the way we do everything is recorded in the Akashic record.
So we are just manifesting them?
Trust me. So even after your demise, somebody can just know the kind of personality you are, your feelings, your emotions, everything about you. The person is able to enter into an Akashic record that reveals your information. So it's going to be difficult for people to understand this science. But just imagine that you were a student. You were going to look for some information. You want to do some research. And then you enter into a library. And this library is so vast to the point that everywhere your eye can reach, you see books there. This is the Akashic record. So I'm telling you, every message, every knowledge, every science, every piece of information that has ever existed in this world is still there. See now, as soon as you tune to say Joy 99.7, you will get every information here. You'll be listening to them live. The question is that there's no pole connecting this place to the studio. So why are you getting this information? Because as soon as they speak, the sound vibration will be there till eternity. So there's some device or something inside this phone that is able to tap into
that record.
That sound that is coming from that state, because the frequency. So it means that where I've tuned it to, it can work within the frequency, and the information coming from this radio station can be tapped into this phone.
This is on the physical realm, right?
This is on the physical realm.
So which realm is the Akashic one?
That is a metaphysical realm. It's not spiritual. It's a subtle realm. That's why prophecy does not fall within Akashic record information. Because God goes beyond the subtle.
Spiritual.
So from God, the information is not in the Akashic record. So what God wants to do today, no Akashic record can give you information about it, because He's independent. So what He wants to do, no one's know.
And then it means that the Akashic record, it doesn't bring information about the future, and the present is always about the past.
The whole point is that the whole world is like a cycle. So what we think that we are expecting next year has ever happened before. And if you go through astrology and numerology, it will tell you exactly what tomorrow is going to be based on what happened about millions of years ago, what is going to happen tomorrow.
It means that with the astrology and co, the information is also in the Akashic record.
Every information we get is from the Akashic record. See, you coming today, today's date is 21st July 2023. You are manifesting today based on a previous life.
Yeah.
You are appearing today from your mother's womb, whether through CS, through forced labor, or through normal labor. You are coming at that time because you are supposed to appear at that time. And you are appearing at that time based on the fact that you have a record from your previous life, and it's mandating you to manifest within this time.
It simply means that nothing is coincidence.
There is nothing like coincidence in this world. Nothing like coincidence. What you call accident, chance, the coincidence is out of ignorance. What people call accident, coincidence, chance, these are just based on the fact that they are ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. So now, as you're coming to this world, every information about you is stored in the Akashic record. And you'll be acting and you'll be doing things based on those information. Even the body, how you look like, the features you possess, all these things emanate from the Akashic record because of what you did. So we call it karma.
Okay.
From your karmic records, everything is manifested as it is.
So the karmic record and the Akashic record, they are related, or one is in one?
In fact, the karmic record normally is basically like an individual kind of thing. We have group karmic records. Then now begin to talk about people. So the Akashic record will be synonymous to maybe group karma. Because the Akashic record, that is not just about personalities. It's about every other knowledge that has ever existed. Any piece of information that has ever existed is stored in the Akashic record.
The universal.
So you say it is like a universal iCloud.
Oh, okay.
That's why we say it in the like in the physical way,
first.
like the universal iCloud. So whatever you did about 50 years ago, if you use an iPhone, you have an iCloud account, you can get information that says if you have a new phone.
Okay.
So how do we get the phone to be able to tap into that information you had in that area?
Because it's surprising. If the thing is there, why don't we just let's find a way so that we can be seeing the thing before? Now we are.
So I'll ask you, if you have an iPhone, say about 10 years ago, and you stored all your stuff in the iCloud, and today you're not using an iPhone, you have Samsung phone, can you tap into this information? Huh? You might have the latest Samsung. So you have an S23 Ultra now, and you use an iPhone 3, and you have all your information stored in the iCloud. You might have the best phone in the world. You cannot get access to that information unless you use this. So there's a way that means you can tap into your Akashic record. And for you to do that, you must know who you are.
Oh. How can we know who we are?
Yeah, it's possible, knowing who you are. And there are ways and means of doing that. You know, for instance, I've been telling people that I want to do astral projection, I want to see spiritual things. And I said, see, these things are not events. They are process. They are not events. So never ever think that you can just wake up one day and you'll be able to become a surgeon without going through, the normal protocols. No.
Yeah.
So similarly, if you want to have access to this Akashic record, it's possible. But first, you must make yourself available. You must qualify yourself. And the qualification is, you must train this body. You don't act anyhow. You must be a disciplined person. You must have your do's and your don'ts. You cannot decide to eat anything in this world and still consider yourself to be like a perfect human being or a civilized human being. A civilized human being must not eat everything and anything. A civilized human being must not drink anything and everything. A civilized human being cannot speak anyhow. You must be disciplined. That's the first thing. Because, when you want to have access to this information and you're not self-control, you know what you can do? You can create a whole mess in the world. So the whole thing has been structured such a way that you must be a disciplined person before you have access to some of this information. So for instance, you must first study this body, that we have chakras on this body.
Chakras.
And these chakras are called energy points on our body.
Okay.
So first, from here you have your sex chakra. So the sex chakra is this side. And each chakra has its own vibration. It has its own colors. So if you're a clairvoyant person and you see an Ashewo girl, somebody who overused the sexual organ, you will see the chakra is big with multicolors.
Wow.
Yes. You see a man who is so fond of sex, a man who cannot stay a day without sex, and you see the person's sex chakra is black and dark and big.
It means the color changes from the
color changes, mystically or clairvoyantly. The colors of the chakra will determine what the person is or what is happening to the chakra. So from the sex chakra here, you come to the navel chakra. From the navel chakra, you come to the solar plexus chakra. You come to the heart chakra.
Okay.
You come to the throat chakra. You come to the agya chakra. You come to the crown chakra. And we have the spleen. We have different, about 13 of them. Let me tell you one thing. People don't know, they mistakenly or unknowingly activate the chakras on their body and it creates problems for them. For instance, when you are praying, all scriptures will tell you that when you are praying, you should fold hands.
Yeah.
We call this pranam mudra. Pranam mudra, and you don't do like this. You don't do like this. You do like this. Because when you hold your mudra this way, the energy from here, it overlaps. And then when it projects out, it projects around your heart area. So it calms you down, it cools you down. You'll be able to focus on God.
Pranam mudra.
Pranam mudra. Okay. And it shouldn't be here, it shouldn't be here. It should be directly opposite your heart chakra. So the energy from your hands will be able to energize the chakra mudra. The chakra here around your heart. so that it will be able to soften you, it will calm you, make you very quiet, silent, and solemn, so that you'll be able to understand Mr. Curtain. But when you are praying and your hand is on your sex chakra, because prayer is powerful, the energy from your palm chakra activate your sexual chakra, and you do the point that you can't even control the sex anymore.
Whoa.
Serious thing, I'm telling you. It means
if we do like this, something is happening in our...
Yes.
Then if you are clapping...
When you clap, you might not understand. There are chakras here. As the more you are clapping, you are energizing all the chakras at the tip of your fingers. The chakra here. I think I have taught this before. That if you want to know there's this energy. You see here, this middle of our palm here, and here. When you focus and you try to bring them together, something automatically springs back. It's like magnetism there. So, but if you are not very spiritual, or maybe somebody who have not been doing it for long, you have to first activate it. So for instance, you have to first connect your tongue to the pilots. That's the connect to the roof. And then you use your tongue. You can activate here, or you can use the activate here. Same. And then there's a crown chakra here. You also have to touch your crown
chakra.
So now you focus your hands in between this. Try to close it and bring it back. If you try doing it and your attention is in between your palm, those two palms, you will see something stiff there. Like when you're trying to close, something is pushing you back. Do you feel it? Something like some vibration.
But it's not very strong.
Mine is very strong.
Why is yours strong?
Because I am a different person. Mine is very strong, like something I have to press before I push. So your back should not be on the chair. Like that. And then you connect the tongue to the pilot. And then if you like...
You can try it too.
Those that are watching us can also try it. So that you can also tell yourself whatever I'm saying is a lie. You first have to activate the palm. And then you use the tongue to activate the crown chakra. You connect the tongue to the pilot. And then you try to close it. Send it close, and then your attention should be in between the two palms. You bring it back and try to close it again. Your attention should be in there. See, something like stiffness, some heat.
If you are pulling it back, it goes. But if you are bringing it, it's as if it's...
Something is pulling together.
It's a little resistance.
So that's what you see, we call it prana. Or chi. It's a powerful energy that's within your body.
Is that English? Chi?
Prana? Chi is a Chinese language. But prana is Sanskrit.
Prana is in P-R-A-N-A.
P-R-A-N-A, prana. So energy from you. So you try to close it, something pushes back. So those are watching us, you see, if you are doing well, you will be able to experience that something is like magnetism, something like pushing your hand away, some heat, some kind of vibration is there. So that kind of energy, it projects through all the 13 chakras. So when you are praying, you project energy from your palms. So when your hand is on the sex chakra, that energy coming from your palm will energize the sex chakra, and it will make it over bloated. And as soon as your sex chakra becomes over bloated, you find it difficult controlling your sexual edge. Because day in, day out, you are energizing the same spot area. And it will become, and the more it becomes enlarged, then it's like you can't control your sexual edge. You'll be like a goat. If you see a woman, you're following like that.
Then maybe that could be what is happening to some people, that they think is maybe spiritual marriage that is causing.
That is it. Because they go to church all the time, they do prayers all the time, but they can't control their sexual edge, because all the time they are praying, their hands are here. See, if I can stand, if you stand and you're praying like this, like this. So your hand is always around your sexual edge, sexual chakra. And as it's there, you are energizing and activating your sexual chakra. You cannot control your sex edge.
That could be maybe some of the reasons why some of our pastors find themselves in these problems.
Control themselves. I'm telling you, I was actually coming there. The most pastors fall prey to this sexual accusation and stuff because of their palms. Their palms are always located around the sex chakra, and they don't know. So unknowingly, they overactivate the sexual chakra. That pushes them to have the urge of having sex all the time. There's another group of people that find it difficult to control themselves when it comes to sex. They are musicians. Musicians are one profession that find it so difficult to control their sexual edge.
Why?
Because the sex chakra, the navel chakra, and the throat chakra are on the same line, and they are interrelated. Because they sync, they use the throat chakra so much. So if you see any musician, no one tells you, you see the throat chakra very huge and multicolored, beautiful here. So as soon as the throat chakra enlarges, it affects the navel chakra, it affects the sex chakra. So musicians cannot control their sexual edge.
It means that with the chakra you're talking about, if they are enlarging, it starts from the down.
Not necessarily. It depends on where. For me, my chakra, my crown chakra, my aga chakra is over-bloated because I do a lot of spiritual practice.
Okay.
And anything I have to do with spirituality is from here and the here. Understand? So you see me, if you have clairvoyance, you see that my chakra here is huge like that. And if I use my sex chakra very much, you see it like that. So those who are celibate, you see them, you don't even see any chakra there.
Okay.
Because the sexual organ is empty, they don't use it.
Disappear.
So you don't see, they just use it for urinating. So you don't see any chakra. It's almost like gone. Okay? And people that eat too much, you see the navel chakra is like this. Food, they will eat everything like people are pigs. They can eat anything, no discrimination. So you see the navel chakra is so huge. People are very addicted to things like alcoholism, drugs. You see the solar plexus chakra is huge. They cannot control their sex edge. People who are so much addicted to drinking Coca-Cola. You see it, when I see them, I don't just have to tell them that, okay, this boy, you see them, this chakra, it's huge like that.
Wow.
You know what?
So it means with the musician one specifically, if this one gets
enlarged,
definitely affects the
it affects
one.
the tray.
Because I was thinking that it should rather affect the upper one.
So
why does it go down?
So when they are singing, and their singing is not based for sense gratification, but their singing is based on pleasing the Almighty God, it directly affects the agya and then the crown chakra.
Okay.
But most of them, they just sing for their own praises.
Entertainment.
They sing because they want people to love them. So instead of them being able to activate the upper chakras, they activate the lower chakras.
Oh, voila.
So all mystical books tells you when you are doing your prayers, don't put your hands here. You should hold it like this. Or like this.
Oh, okay.
But if you put it here and you're doing prayers, I'm telling you, you are indirectly activating your sexual chakras. It will get to a point you cannot control your sexual edge. These are mystical secrets. There are people who are celibate can stay for years and they wouldn't have any edge to have sex because they make sure they guard against their sexual chakra. Knowing very well that sexual edge will not be there to disturb them if the chakra is not activated. Okay. So now we are talking about how to go into the Akashic record. You should be able to manage all the chakras on your body. So I have this meditation that maybe I have to teach transformation people.
Okay.
I call it meditation of self-healing.
Meditation of self-healing.
If you do this meditation all the time, it will be very difficult for you to get sick anyhow.
Oh, okay.
And what we do is, you sit down in meditation and you start cleansing your chakra from the top. So you take your attention to the crown chakra, and there's some prayers you do, and there are some affirmations you make. You clean the crown chakra thoroughly. Then from there you descend to your Agya chakra. You clean it thoroughly. Then you get to your throat chakra. You come to the solar plexus. You come to the navel. You come to the spleen, like that. You come to chest, and then there's something here, the base, even the basic chakra.
Okay.
If you see kids that are too active, see that some children.
Yes.
They are too active. They can't stay one place for 1 minute because their basic chakra is overactivated.
Oh.
And you see some children, they are so dull. They won't talk. If you want to sit, they will sit the whole day. They cannot mingle with people. They cannot socialize. It means that their basic chakra is inhibited. So normally, when people come, like some do, come to me for consultation, especially those that have these autistic children, they are too active. They cannot stay in one place. They will be spoiling things. So apart from the little medication I give them, I normally ask for their picture.
Okay.
And because if you say picture, people will just send the face. So I don't know whether you have noticed, I say full picture.
Full picture.
So if I want to deal with you, because I want to see where all the chakras can manifest, so I know, okay, this person's problem is from here. So as I'm giving medication, then I will do my practice on the chakras. Okay. So if the child is too active, there's this woman, when I went to New York, She came with 3 children and they are all autistic.
Oh.
Can you just imagine? Even one of them, you cannot handle them. She's having 3. So when I was in the consultation room, I'm hearing noise out there, quicker, like many. So I called Auntie and I said, Auntie, please, who is there? I said, some woman or the children. I said, let them come. 3 of them, they are all autistic. So this woman was saying, he was just crying. I said, Daddy, I can't work. So she doesn't go to work. She has to be home 24/7, taking care of these troubled children. So I told her can you give me the pictures of all of them? Oh, Daddy, I brought the pictures. So when she showed me the pictures, we get their faces. I said, no, I need full pictures. So she got them, on the phone. She got me all those 3 pictures. So when I went home, New York, we didn't close early, around 12 a.m. So when I went to my hotel, in fact, I felt bad. I was putting myself in the shoe of this woman that if I'm the one having these 3 kids and they're all autistic, and even one of them, there's no way you can deal with them. They are difficult to deal with because they can't listen to anything. Yeah. They will not pay attention to anything. So I felt for her. So in the room when I went there, I had to take the picture, and then I have to inhibit all the basic chakra.
Okay.
I have to make sure that the basic chakra is just tiny. But if the basic chakra is over inhibited also, they will become too dull, and that is not so good.
Okay. Depression,
all that sets in. So I did all that, and the following day, New York, I sat down twice.
Yeah.
First day, 2 was Saturday and the Sunday also. And I think the second day, the woman called and said, Daddy, the children are quiet, they're calm. Yes, I can see they are so messy, but it's like they are quiet.
Reduced.
So because I didn't do anything, I just have to reduce the energy is there. So you just have to use your hand like that. And then you see, when you're cleansing the chakra also, you cannot drop it on the ground because when people pass there now, it will affect them. So for instance, somebody's having some leg pain.
Yeah.
For you to release the pain instantaneously, you just have to take the chakra. The energy there, you have to reduce it and get after instantly.
So as you do like this, now
I take the energy. Instantly you see the pain will be gone. But you drop it here. When somebody passes here, now that pain from nowhere, now you begin to have the leg pain. So mystically, when you are doing that kind of healing, you create something called the blue light. So when you create a blue light, it's like fire. So like when I'm doing, somebody standing in front of me, and I have to heal the person, mystically, I'll just create the blue light here. It's fire. It's blue color. That's so nice there. So you take the energy like this, and then you put it inside. You take the energy like this, then you put it inside the. See, all this is knowledge from the Akashic records. Okay, so you take the dirtiness, then you put it, and after taking many, dropping here, you see that your hands begin to acquire the dirtiness. So you have to take it like this, take it like this, take it like this, and then put it before you can take again. You understand? Because you want to heal this person, but the more you are taking the energy, it's like you are eating. After some time, if you are eating, say, okra soup, after eating some time, your hand becomes yama like that. Or you are eating this gakenke, the way they used to mash like this. As if you want to mash, and after some time, your hand is so dirty. So you take the energy. This, I will only teach when we start at school.
Oh, the school.
So I was telling you, yes, I was telling you that there are some information that they are theoretical knowledge.
Wow.
You can't teach people spiritual and just give them theoretical. You have to give them realized knowledge. So I will teach people this kind of energy, and you will feel it. As you are doing, you will know that you're not just doing. The person will tell you the pain is gone. So all this knowledge, people should know. So I'm telling you how to go into the Akashic record. Yeah. We're talking about cleansing the chakras. Yeah. So you heal here, you clean the crown chakra, the Agyan chakra, the throat chakra. You come to the solar plexus, you come to the spleen, the navel, you come to the sex chakra, the basic chakra. You clean all this. So when I'm teaching this meditation of self-cleansing or self-healing, this is how we do it. Yeah. You clean from all the chakras. And when the chakras are clean, trust me, you don't get sick.
Wow.
You get sick when the chakras attract death. Subtle death. For people that do this voodoo to attack people mystically, they cannot attack you if your chakra doesn't permit them. So for anybody to do anything to attack you, they must be able to attack the chakra. The chakra is like the aura also.
Okay.
So Akashic record, you want to tap information there, you must first cleanse all these your chakras. So the chakras are being cleansed. Then you must have some understanding of karma and reincarnation. And the karma is, whatever I sow, I'll reap. Even if I don't reap it this time around, I'll be forced to come back to come and reap it. So with this kind of understanding, you become a complete human being. So any knowledge you are able to acquire, you will use it judiciously, because knowing very well that if you misbehave and misuse the knowledge, you will be affected.
Sure.
Then now, you should know how to be able to tap into the brain. How do I mean? If I say tap into the brain, you have to quiet the mind.
The mind, the brain.
You should learn. See, the brain is different from the mind. The brain is just the mucus that we have in the head.
Okay.
Where we have the veins and the arteries and all that.
Yeah.
But the mind hides inside the brain.
That's on the subtle.
On the subtle side. So you can see your brain, but you cannot see your mind. But where the brain is, that's where the mind is hiding.
Okay.
So you should tap into the brain, and you should be able to silence or quiet the mind. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna that Arjuna should try to control the mind. He should subdue the mind. And Arjuna told Krishna, my dear Lord, I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. So look at this scenario. If you stand here in this road, how are you going to stop the wind that blowing through this space? But Arjuna said, if you tell me to stop the wind, I can stop the wind without flowing. But I cannot control my mind, because the mind is so fickle, it's so turbulent, and it's the most difficult thing to control. But if you want to start doing this kind of thing, Akashic kind of stuff, you should learn the art of controlling the mind. Because when the mind is not controlled, it's become very difficult for you to do anything. So yes, first, start cleansing the chakras. You learn silence. From time you have to keep quiet. Not all the time you talk. Some people, they will talk all the time. They don't have any silence hour. They don't have any quiet time. And no, they did this every time talking. Every time talking. No, you should learn that at times you'll be quiet. You should be quiet a bit and then go within yourself. Even if you don't have anything to think about some things that you've done some years back, and think about what you want to do in the future. Just be quiet. This mouth was created this way. It means that you must at times close this mouth. See, the ears were created this way.
Yeah.
Because God wants us to hear more and speak less.
Yeah.
So for the ear, whether you like it or not, you will hear. But for the mouth, you only speak what you want to. God wants us to speak less and hear more. So you should hear more, Tom.
Yes.
You should hear more and speak less. Some people, they go under any video. As soon as they hear one word, they will not even know why this person is saying this.
Yeah.
They begin to talk in the form of typing. When people are typing, they are talking.
True.
Yeah?
True.
They are typing because whatever they want to talk is what they are typing.
Yeah.
So, at times, you should keep quiet. For instance, when you're watching a video, the best thing is to keep quiet. Watch at least up to 15 minutes before you can begin to say something. You can't just go there as soon as you hear, maybe the person was even giving a story about something someone said, but you just heard only one thing and you feel that you have just insult the person. So I'm saying that we should learn how to keep quiet, because our ears were created to hear more and our mouth was created to just speak a little.
Yeah.
Because when you speak, you only say what you know. But when you hear, you add up to whatever you know. So first, you learn how to be silent at times. After you cleanse all the aura, the chakra, you have to learn how to be quiet at times and go within yourself and listen to yourself. And then, there is something people need to know. You can't just eat anything you want, drink anything you like, and expect that you can control yourself. We have food in the mode of ignorance, food in the mode of passion, and food in the mode of goodness. If you want to learn the art of self-control, you must control the kind of food you eat.
Okay.
Because you become what you eat. So if you eat more money and you eat all this Kobe and things that smells like that, you cannot expect to be acting like a gentleman. You'll be dull-headed. You'll be ignorant person. You act like a fool.
Wow.
Because that kind of food will sit on your intelligence and you cannot act like an intelligent person.
Banana, you know, with divination, do they also get their information from the Akashic record?
Every other information apart from prophecy comes from the Akashic record.
But with the eating and the behavior, some of them doesn't really fall in line per the steps you've just stated. But they're also able to do some things to get some information.
Oh yeah, see, the whole point is that if your frequency in Ghana here, in Accra here, some of the radio stations, their frequency can go as far as in Koko. Even when you are in Koko, you can get a channel and listen to them. Some of them you don't even go to in Sawam. So the fact that you're managing a radio station doesn't mean that you're on the same level. I remember when I was in my village those days, because I was in Accra, when I go, I can still listen to Joy FM from Sunyani.
That's true.
But there are some channels when you even go to Sawam here, you won't get it. So yes, some people don't manage any of these things. They can go anyhow. So it means that they can only get a little information from Akashic record.
Okay.
Because the other side probably they are doing well, and other side they are not doing well. So they can have access to a little information.
Okay.
But those who prepare themselves and sit and follow all the principal steps, they're able to go higher. You see the way I do the forecasting? Very deep information, very detailed.
Yeah.
Today, someone sent me a message. In the forecast, I told her, it's a lady, that she's going to have, there's a word. Let me see. There's something she sent. I want to quickly check so I can get exactly the word.
So, as Nana checks, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let the message go there. There's more information Nana is revealing. If you don't share, Nana will not be motivated to bring out more.
So Nana, this is what you said, Daddy. Please, these are some of the diseases you predicted in my forecast, and I'm already suffering from it, especially the urinary tract. Urinary tract. Can you please prescribe a medicine for me and their prices? And this is what I sent to the person in the forecast. I said the body parts ruled by your star include the lower back, kidneys, and the urinary tract, and adrenal glands. If afflicted, you should take special care of these organs. You may suffer from kidney problems, backaches, stomach, and bladder ailments, issues with reproductive system, and disorders related to urinary tract. And this person is telling me, Daddy, please, these are some of the diseases you predicted in my forecast, and I'm already suffering from it, especially the urinary tract. Can you please prescribe a medicine for me and the arthritis? So what I'm trying to say is that the forecast is very detailed because we are able to get much information from the Akashic record. Some prophet can just tell you some small thing, you can't pay. But we will tell you specifically the time, the period, because we're able to go deep. You ask the question of people not doing all that I'm talking about, but they're able to get information. Yes, you can get some information there. So what I was saying, you can't just eat anything. You must be regulated. You cannot have sex all the time. Even if you're a married person, you have to regulate your sexual life. You cannot be acting like a goat. You hear man here, then you're following it. You hear man, you follow it. No, you must be regulated. Sex is not evil, but it must be regulated because there's a reason behind sex life.
Sure.
And not only that, you cannot just make friends anyhow. You cannot be moving with people anyhow. There's somebody everywhere. Everybody is their friend, and they can go anywhere. Anybody is a police. Can we go to this bar? What minute? Give me what's the location? 3 minutes is there. Before you finish drinking, then another friend says, "Okay, hey, we are in this pub. Oh, here's pubbing." Say, "Hey, give me the location." He goes there.
You only live once.
So they leave home. And we only live once. So me tonight I will enjoy. So some people leave home around 6 p.m. They come back dawn. And not that they went to only one pub, but they went to about 6, 7 pubs. Because a friend is here, one friend is in the other pub, one friend is here, one friend is at the beach. So he cannot control himself. Too much friendship is not so good. So you must control yourself. No, you must. And there's something me I do, and I wish everybody would do. Everybody is my friend, but nobody is my friend. When I made this statement, people ask me, what is the meaning? What it means is that everybody is a friend to me, but I don't allow people to control me because I'm their friend.
Okay, that's true.
So I can be friend with you for years, and I wouldn't even know where you live. At times, it hurts me. I said, so I don't even know this my friend's house. It's not really good, but it is something I've been doing all these years, so it has just affected me too much.
That's true.
You know my boy Eben?
Yes.
I have been with him for all these years. If I tell you I don't know his house, you won't believe it.
Hey.
No, that is me.
That's serious discipline.
And it is not like intentionally I don't want to go there.
Okay.
My life is like that. It is not part of my life. I mean, it's very close to me. From Eben's house, where he told me the house is, to my house is like 4 houses apart. You can just imagine.
Wow.
4, not that I have to drive there, I have to walk. Ferry is so close to me.
Yeah.
Where Ferry was staying before, I never knew there. He was there for 2-3 years. Where he's living currently, I know that because I got the place. And I've been there only once. And it's not something I plan not to do. My life is, I try as much as possible to control my terrain. So I have many friends, but I don't have any friends. So you should learn that.
Sure.
Let everybody be a friend, but don't get influenced with friendship. Because friends, for instance, you have to go.
Sure.
Okay, movies you have to go. My time is so limited. So I make friends, but I don't like friendship to control me.
Thank you.
Okay, so you learn all these things. And then you are able to do meditation. So through meditations, because already you have prepared yourself enough, then meditation will be able to catapult you into this whole world of information. Then you'll be able to get information for yourself and those around you.
Wow.
So Akashic record is really something that exists. It is within everybody's mind, but it's up to us to be able to prepare ourselves to be able to tap into this kind of information.
Wow.
Because the whole world
Thank you.
information.
Thank you so much, Anna. So before you give us your final words on this one, there is just this question. With the chakras, if it is expanding, people say that is when you become more powerful. Or is it the color that is expanding? And also, with the Akashic record, can you get all information or you cannot get some?
Okay. So the chakras, it depends on the chakra that is expanding.
Okay.
And also the color of the expansion.
Okay.
So both the size and the appearance will tell you. So for instance, if you see a crown chakra that is huge and the color is very brilliant, it's a sign of high spiritual vibration,
Okay.
high spiritual advancement, positive. If you see somebody with an Agya chakra,
Agya
Agya, the third eye, I use it. It's the third chakra, third eye chakra.
Okay.
You see it brilliantly effulgent and huge. It's a sign of the level of the person's appreciation of mystical things. Understand? But if you see the third eye, it's very bloated and the color is multicolored, especially when you see that it's rainbow type and there's too much black inside. It's a sign the person is somebody who possesses an ability in a negative way.
Okay.
So that the witches, the wizards, and people that practice all this kind of stuff, they also see, you see their third eye,
Okay.
but the colors will tell you what kind of energy they possess. You understand?
Sure.
So it is not just only the size and the colors. The size and the colors comes together to tell you what kind of person
Okay.
you are dealing with.
Okay.
And then the Akashic record. Every information is there. So it depends on the person who is fetching those information.
Okay.
So, for instance, now we are doing electric cars, right?
Yeah.
But a few years back, there was nothing like electric cars. So people might think that science is getting new information, new invention. No.
Oh.
These are just discoveries. They have been in existence in the culture long ago. They are just discovering them. And it will get to a point, the kind of things we're going to do. See, it is going to get a point. I'm saying this today. So maybe it might not meet my present. Maybe by then we were dead and gone.
Yeah.
But it will get to a point that people will come to understand that 2023, July, someone said this. Now we spend so much money on data, right?
Yes.
It will get to a point in the world that data will be free.
Okay.
The gadgets that will be produced will be able to access the internet without buying data. Those gadgets themselves will have the ability to transmit message information on the internet without getting data. These informations are already in their... See, this car matter I spoke of.
Yeah.
I remember I went to Kofi TV 2017, and I said that it will get to a point they will be able to create cars, and these cars can accommodate human beings. But as soon as you step out, you can fold it and put it in your pocket. It is going to come one day. It might not meet our present, but it will come one day that the car will be like this phone in your pocket. You drop it there, it opens, expands. You sit in, go to wherever it is. You get there and you remove it. Some time ago, we were using only manual cars.
Yeah.
Now we are using automatic cars. Now cars can talk to you. Self-drive cars. Some cars, they have, what is it? Cruise. There's another cruise.
Okay.
This cruise is the old one. The latest cars, they are having super cruise. The super cruise, like you see this car, it drives by itself. It can go anywhere. As you sit in the car, it can change lanes. It will brake. It will change lanes. It will show navigator. Self-drive. Wow. So many years ago, we are using only manual, and that one you have to make quick like that before you get there. You have much. But now you just sit in there and you go. Now gradually it's coming. You sit in the car. You have to sit in there, and the car moves. It will go anywhere. Go to Kumasi when the road is mapped. You know, if you go to the Western world, all their roads are mapped. So like the Escalade, the latest ones from the 2021 model coming all the way to 2023 model, because the roads is already mapped, and you know, in the satellite. You sit in the car knows the road. So all they have to do is they have to put in the address.
Okay.
Say, I'm going to Achimota. You sit in the car, vroom, and the car will move there to the location.
Beautiful.
So gradually these things are coming. It will get to a point. Our cars will be like these mobile phones. You step out, you press a button, it will fold, you put it in your pocket, and then you go and sit in the studio and do your interview. You don't have to worry about somebody going to steal your things in the car. This thing is going to happen. But that's why maybe we might not be living.
Yeah.
These are information that are in the Akashic record, and all these people, they go in there. Before, we were not having smartphones, right?
Yeah, sure.
We were having all this yam. But the information of this smartphone has been in existence since time immemorial. So these people, these engineers, some of them are mystical people. Not every engineer that goes to engineering school can create car engine. They have the information from these Akashic records. They do a lot of meditations. I went to the US. I've forgotten the name about this area. They said if you go there, it's only scientists and people that stay because it's a mountainous area.
Okay.
So as you are standing, you will see a lift going to the mountains. They have it like this sky trains. Okay. But this one is the one person for you. So the house is there. When you want to come, car cannot go there. So they will sit in that thing. The thing will bring them all the way down. They will go to the market. They will shop everything maybe within a month. They don't go out. So they were telling me, these people, they are the inventors. They don't have wives. I thought they have only one pet. They buy all their foodstuffs with the whole month. They won't come out. And that's where they're able to sit down and then do things and get information. So, yes, every information that we need to make this world a wonderful place is in the Akashic record. But it's gradual. Sure. It will be coming out. It will be coming out. Some of these things, gradually, they are all coming out. But unfortunately, it comes out with a lot of problems aside. But unfortunately, we don't focus much more on the positive side. We use like the social media. It's so good, so many things. But people use social media to do all kind of rough things. So we should be ready that as we are having all the wonderful information, it comes along with negativity also, that we should be able to address or handle the negativity as well. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Nana, thank you so much. You have given us serious information this time around. To the viewer out there, if you really appreciate this message, please share, like, and subscribe. And to the African, let's put ourselves together and learn so that we can also be able to zoom into the Akashic record and invent something for Africa to become better. But to the generation next coming, with the data issue that Nana just said, if the time comes and you are using the phone without data, please remember that we were here some, but we suffered to buy it. Thank you so much, Nana, once again.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate
God
your
bless
time.
you.
Thank you.